What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fat Cracker Homestead. What we got here today is when I bought this 2019 Ford F-150, it didn't come with a tow package. So I had to add my own. So I added my own hitch and receiver for everything. So what we're going to do today is it just came with the flat. And today we're going to put the 7-pin adapter on it. I'm going to walk you through how I do it and maybe help some people out. And we'll get set up and I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, so from what I see so far today, we're going to be using my drill to drill holes in the frame, and then my impact to tighten up the bolts. And then these are I'm using 1/4 20 bolts, so 7/16 wrench, 8 millimeters for the hardware that came with it. I got a paint marker to mark where I'm going to drill, and then I got all the hardware I'm going to use. I'm not sure if I need this size or this size. We'll see. And then I got washers, 2 nylock wash nuts, and then of course the bolts. Got my metal bits, and then I got the hardware that came with it. As you can tell, these are the mounting bolts. That it's just not going to be long enough. And then here's the actual adapter that didn't come with the 7-pin. I had to order this from Amazon because nobody locally had it. And so far, the only thing I see is these holes will not take, these mounting holes will not take the 1/4 20. And that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to drill these out a little bit bigger than 1/4 20, next size up. And then mark my holes underneath. And then we'll drill the holes in the frame so we can mount it with the 1/4 20 bolts. And then the other hardware is just for mounting these bolt holes to that bracket. And let me get everything set up. I'm gonna go ahead and drill these holes out. I think I'm going up to a, what is it? 5/16 bit. I'm gonna do a 5/16 bit to drill these holes out. And then I'm gonna drill the holes in the frame with the 5/16 bit too. All right, we'll go ahead and get it set up, and then we'll get set up and show you underneath. All right, so this is my original bracket where this mounted. I'm going to take this out and put it up there so I can kind of keep the excess wire from hanging down. So I'm going to run around the top of the frame after I get everything bolted. And then we'll go from there. So what I'm going to do is I want to put it right about, let's see, we got to see, make sure our measurements are good. Get our wire in there. So I'm going to hit there. So I might come in, it's awful low. I'm going to put her right about there. And that'll get her off the the hitch where it ain't pinching them wires, and I can run everything up around the back of the hitch to run the wires. So all right, we're gonna go ahead and mark our holes. Sorry about the crows. They're flying around making noise today. So we want to put it right about there. So we'll take our marker here. And we'll mark our hole, kick out, and kind of want to make it level. And there's our holes. Put the lid back on the marker. I want to double check before I drill. Put the bracket back in, put it over the hole, and make sure we're still good on where we want to be. Well, a little too far on that one, so we'll take the marker back out. And we'll come here. And that's where we want it. All right, I'll get those holes drilled and we'll come back to it. All right, we got our holes drilled. And a little bit of advice when you're drilling the holes, because you gotta lay down underneath it. Always wear your safety PPE. I happen to have my sunglasses on, which saved me. I had a piece of hot metal fall down right below my eye. But there we go. So I got 2 bolts. This one and this one. This one's too long. So I'm gonna go with this one. This is about a 2-inch. The 2-inch bolt. And we're gonna use it to mount the bracket. So I'm gonna come over the top. It's kind of awkward. I'm gonna try to find the hole. There's the hole. Now we're through there. Now we gotta find the bottom hole. And drop it right in. All right, grab my other one. Go around the top. Actually, we might want to go the other way. Well, we'll go this way, see what happens. My socket might be deep enough, and I might have to get a deep well. Maybe. And everybody knows it's always fun when you can't see what you're working on. You're reaching at angles. Find my hole. And I got a wiring harness there. I hope I didn't mess nothing up with the drill bit. Don't feel like it. Everything feels good. Now we just gotta find the hole. And this ain't gonna cooperate, it wedged. Let me get that in, we'll come back to it. Alright guys, we got our bolts in. This one right here was a little bit of a pain in the ass because there was a little hump here in the frame above it that I really couldn't get it to fit in, so I had to fight it through. Alright, so what we'll do now is sorry I have my arm in the way, grab a washer. I'm hoping that shouldn't affect. Let's see, let's put that in there and double check that we're good. Put my hands up on top of the bolts. Oh yeah, we're good. So we'll take that connection out of there, set it to the side for right now. I'm gonna run 2 washers on the frame on the bracket. All right, so now we're going to take the bracket and put it up here like so. I could have probably mounted it backwards. We'll get that on there, and we'll do one at a time. Washer and nut. So get the washer on. Easy. Hold it there. Stick your finger through there. Grab the nut. This is a nylock nut, so it'll tighten up on it. And then once we get there, I'll reach around on there. All we want to do is get that nut started. All right, that nut's started. So now we can get over here and work with this one. Another washer, another nut. I'll turn you over a little bit more. Sorry about that angle. We'll get you set up there. Sorry about that. All right, now for the other one. Same thing. Pry this up here. Get it over that. Put the washer on. Hold the washer. We'll get the nut. Make sure our nylock's down. Get it on the bolt. Then get our finger up here, hold the head, and start. Good. Well, no, we're gonna have to do that over again because I dropped it. Alright, grab a washer, grab a nut. And we all know how things go. Nothing goes perfect. So we get a washer on there, push it up, get a nut. I think it started. Hand on there, nut on the bolt. Alright, now we're there. So now we got that. We'll grab our impact over here and my 7/16 wrench. I'll go right up here on top. Make sure we're going the right way. Get on the nut here. Make sure our wrench stays on it. Let me put the box in though. That ain't right. I might not have the right bolt. There we go. Now we're tightening it up. I have a feeling I got sold 2 bogus mislabeled nuts, but we're going to make it work. Maybe. Still ain't going. I might be at the max. Yeah. I might be at my max. Let's back it down a little bit. That ain't tightening up for sure. That's a little loose. Alright, let me try this other one. That was tight. This one ain't wanting to tighten up for some reason. I think, yep, she's tight now. There we go. She is tight. So now, all right, everybody, we got our bolts tight. Sorry I had to pause the video there. My little one didn't like the loud noise. He's a little timid. All right, so we're going to get ready and we're going to mount this in. I think we're still good. Yep, we're still good. Okay, so now this, we use the hardware that came with it. A little 8mm flange nut. And what we'll do, I always like to do corner to corner. So I come in this corner. Wait a minute. Yeah, this corner. Put the nut on the back of it. Maybe. My big hands don't like these little ass nuts. Excuse my language. But I'm a manufacturing worker. We cuss. And then I'll come up here to the top corner, which is right there. And it should line up with the other hole right there. Oh, yeah. Did I just put, no, okay. Sorry, there's a longer bolt. I want to make sure I didn't put it in there. So now we'll get the nut on the back of this so I don't lose nothing. And that's all run down. So then we'll put the other 2 in, then we'll tighten everything up. This is easy. No impact. On our bolt hole there. Through the back. Spin that nut down. And actually that nut, I might not need a wrench on the back. It should bite in and I can just tighten it up with the flathead, with the Phillips head. Get my other bolt here. Right here. And put it in this top corner. So what it is, I bought a new trailer. And like I said, I didn't come with a tow package on this truck. So I just have the flat here, and the trailer has the 7-pin. And the trailer company only had this, the actual 7-pin adapter. They didn't have the bracket. So when I brought it home, I had to have this wrapped it around the tow ball to get it where I needed it. Excuse my arm. I got my ratchet and screwdriver here. Hopefully I don't need the wrench. I probably still will, but we'll see. Sorry, I can't really see. Well, hopefully my head's not your way. Oh no, it bit. And like I said, I go quarter to quarter. Pretty much everything I do. To me, it's more of a even. Tighten the top end, then tighten the bottom, or tighten the bottom then the top. So you're not tightening the bottom first. You're going at an angle across the bracket. All right, so that one's in. And here's our last one. If I can get in the hole, I'd make a joke, but this is PG with a little bit of cuss words in it. All right, we got that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run the original flat up here around the hitch, and then we'll plug in this going around the hitch, and it won't interfere with my spare tire. I already double checked all that. We'll get this plugged in. Everything's plugged in, and now we're up out of the way. No wires hanging down. So then we'll try it out here in a little while. I got an event to go to. I need my trailer. So once we try it out, I'll show you if it works. And we'll come back to it. Okay, one thing I want to add is I did make a mistake, but it's there, and I don't want to drill a bunch of holes in my frame. This is angled this way. I kind of wanted it angled straight, but I didn't check that when I mounted my bolts. So that's on me, but we're going to have it be crooked. No way, nobody could always get it perfect the first time. So we'll go with that right there. And then, like I said, we'll hook the trailer up. Excuse the noise. We'll hook the trailer up, test the lights, make sure everything's working. All right, everybody. So here's the trailer. I don't have it hooked up to the hitch yet, but I'm just going to test it and see, make sure all my lights are working. So we already plugged it in. Well, it's pretty good sitting there. Went right in, no problem. Then we'll go up and we'll go turn it on and see if our lights come on. We back. All right, we got trailer lights. I'm gonna walk around to the brake there. I'm gonna walk around to the brake there, have my helper hit the brake, and make sure the brake lights come on. Give me just a minute. All right, there's my brake light lit up. Hit it. Oh, brakes are working. I think we're good to go. And that right there is how you mount a 7-pin plug on the back of a truck that didn't have that already. Remember, guys, if you ain't trying, you ain't making it. Things ain't hard, just as long as you get out and do it. Have a good one.